BJP's Puri Lok Sabha candidate Sambit Patra sparked a huge controversy on Monday when he said the Lord Jagannath is a devotee of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Unbelievable? That's what he ended up saying. He made this remark while giving media statements at the end of a Prime Minister Modi's roadshow in Puri. So let's take a look at what he said, and I'm playing out that graphic. Lakhs of people have come to see Modi. Lord Jagannath is a bhakt of Modi and we are all members of Modi family. I am unable to control my emotions at such an unprecedented sight. I feel it is a special day for all Odias. However, Sambit Patra was quick to offer a clarification and said it was a slip of tongue. He even went on to apologize for the mistake, and he also has decided to undertake a 3-day fast as penance.
शेष में जब एक चैनल ने बाइट लिया, बहुत भीड़ थी उस समय, बहुत धूप भी थी, गर्मी भी थी, बहुत शोरगुल भी था। अनजाने में बाइट देते समय मैंने उसका उल्टा कह दिया कि मोदी जी के भक्त महाप्रभु हैं। ऐसा कभी संभव नहीं हो सकता है। कोई व्यक्ति अपने सही हालत में ऐसा कभी कह भी नहीं सकता है कि किसी मनुष्य के भक्त भगवान होंगे। तो अनजाने में ये त्रुटि हुई है एक चैनल को बाइट देते समय। मैं मानता हूं कि कुछ लोग इससे आहत जरूर हुए होंगे, मगर अनजाने में हुए त्रुटि को ईश्वर भी क्षमा करते हैं। मेरी मनसा बिल्कुल वो नहीं थी, मगर फिर भी चूंकि महाप्रभु हम सब उड़िया वासियों के लिए और केवल उड़ीसा के लिए नहीं, मैं तो खुद उनका भक्त हूं, पूरे भारतवर्ष और विश्व के लिए वो सबसे बड़े देवता हैं। तो स्वाभाविक रूप से मुझे लगता है अनजाने में हुए एक स्लिप ऑफ टंग के लिए भी मुझे महाप्रभु जी से क्षमा याचना करनी चाहिए।
Despite his clarification and apology, the backlash for his remark has not died down. Odisha's Chief Minister Naveen Patnaik targeted Patra and BJP for disrespecting Lord Jagannath and hurting Odiya Asmita. Close aide of Naveen Patnaik, V.K. Pandian, also reacted to it, but let me play out what Naveen Babu had to say. Calling Mahaprabhu a bhakt of another human being is an insult to the Lord. It is totally condemnable. This has hurt the sentiments and demeaned the faith of crores of Jagannath bhakts and Odiya across the world. The Lord is the greatest symbol of Odiya Asmita. I strongly denounce the statement and I appeal to Bharatiya Janata Party to keep the Lord above any political discourse. By this, you have deeply hurt Odiya Asmita, and this will be remembered and condemned by the people of Odisha for a very long time. Let me play this once again. I think that's the most strong statement Naveen Patnaik, a soft-spoken man, has given out. Mahaprabhu Sri Jagannath is the Lord of the universe. Calling Mahaprabhu a bhakt of another human being is an insult to the Lord. It is totally condemnable. This has hurt the sentiments and demeaned the faith of crores of Jagannath bhakts and Odiyas across the world. The Lord is the greatest symbol of Odiya Asmita. I strongly denounce the statement and I appeal to Bharatiya Janata Party to keep the Lord above any political discourse. By this, you have deeply hurt Odiya Asmita, and this will be remembered and condemned by the people of Odisha for a very long time. Close aide of Naveen Patnaik, V.K. Pandian, reacted to Sambit Patra's penance announcement. Let's hear what he had to say.
It's too much of heat and dust. He should eat properly and take care. From heart somebody prays, that's done. Because 3 days before his election he should not faint or something. He should take care of himself. Of course he's a doctor, he should be knowing what to do. See, Lord Jagannath can never be escalated, and Lord Jagannath should always be above everything else. BJD never believes in doing politics over religion, especially Lord Jagannath, who is the symbol of Odisha.
Other opposition parties like Congress and AAP also criticized the statement and slammed Bharatiya Janata Party for hurting the sentiments of the devotees all over the world. Let me play out the bite of Supriya Srinath.
बीजेपी अपने घमंड और अपने अहंकार में इतनी चूर है कि वो अब हिंदू देवी देवताओं, हमारे आराध्य इष्टों का भी अपमान कर रही है। ये कहना कि महाप्रभु भगवान जगन्नाथ मोदी के भक्त हैं, ये करोड़ों हिंदुओं की आस्था पर ठेस है, उस पर प्रहार है, और ये गुनाह है, ये पाप है। इसकी माफी नरेंद्र मोदी को मांगनी चाहिए। लेकिन ये कोई छोटा सा बयान नहीं है, ये एक सोची समझी साजिश, एक सोचा समझा प्रोपेगेंडा का हिस्सा है।
I'm joined by senior journalist Jayant Roy Chaudhary and my input editor Brijesh Pandey. Brijesh, first to you, is this the Mani Shankar movement of Bharatiya Janata Party in Odisha?
Well, absolutely. It's going to be an extremely embarrassing moment, and a moment which I think nobody in the BJP would have thought for, because Odisha is one of the key few states where BJP is hoping for an upsurge as far as number of seats which it had won in 2019 is concerned. And this statement by Sambit Patra has definitely put the BJP on the back foot. We have seen how quick the reaction of Odisha's Chief Minister Naveen Babu had come, and now all political opponents of all hues and colours are coming out and criticizing Sambit Patra. Though Sambit Patra moved swiftly to to contain the damage by saying that it's a slip of tongue. It was done in the moment of error. But I mean, how it is in politics, it was strangely the shoe is on the other foot, because usually you see Sambit Patra and others going after the opposition party, but it is a big mistake, and that too coming on the eve of, say, like when the election final campaign is left only for a couple of days. I think it couldn't have come at a bad time as far as Sambit Patra and BJP
I'm also joined by Jayanto. Jayanto, tell me one thing, what does this bhakti movement of Sambit Patra tells us about the political discourse of those in the power?
BJP asked for it in the sense this would obviously be a slip of the tongue, but there are two issues. One is, for a long time we have played, on various television channels, we have played clips about people calling him the Prime Minister and avatar of Vishnu, and now suddenly there is this BJP apachik who has made a slip of tongue and said that Lord Jagannath himself is a devotee of Mr. Modi. Now the problem for them is this, that in Odisha, Lord Jagannath is like above everything else. He is the presiding deity of not only of Puri but the entire eastern region. And electorally it can hurt their prospects not only in Odisha, where of course there are large numbers of Jagannath bhakts, but also in the neighboring state of Bengal. Because remember, Bengal, a large section of Bengalis are actually Vaishnavites and followers of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Lord Jagannath. So consequently for them, a pilgrimage to Puri is actually a mandatory thing in their life, if not almost every year. So Mamata has also gone to town with this. I think every TMC leader worth his salt has made a statement on this, how Sambit Patra has insulted, etc., etc. It is not just BJD which has reacted; it is also TMC which has reacted. So remember, this is going to play a role, a thing inside the entire eastern region. The problem is that India is not. There is no one suit which fits every state in India. So we have different kind of the differentiation is there, and those who are trying to bring in religion into politics will have to understand that and play according to that.
Okay. But this also brings me to another question. It also tells me that BJP has not been able to firmly put its foot in Odisha, despite doing pretty well in the previous Lok Sabha election. This time around, the campaign seems to be lackluster in the state. The way they have campaigned in Telangana, Tamil Nadu, Kerala, that sort of firm footing is not there in Odisha, except attacking Pandian, that you are an outsider.
Yeah, that was, I think, the main plank. They actually thought that they would be able to get many, many more votes in Odisha, considering the fact that they had done well in the last general elections, because they thought that since Mr. Naveen Patnaik seems to have anointed Mr. Pandian as a successor, though he hasn't officially anointed him as successor, he has simply raised his status, that's about it. So they thought that this is something which they could go to town about and actually, get more votes. But that doesn't seem to be really working out in its entirety. That plan doesn't really work in that much. There is a lot of grumbling, discontent within BJD. There's no doubt about it. There would be some people who would just not work during this election, the BJP machinery. But ultimately, BJP is a much bigger machinery in Odisha than the BJP's. At some stage, obviously, once Naveen Patnaik is out of the picture, which is not immediately, obviously, the BJP could disintegrate, and part of it might actually slip into BJP's pocket. Another part could go into Congress. But that is something in the future, and nobody knows what is going to happen. Some other leader within BJP could arise. But till then, BJP is second fiddle, still in Odisha. BJP is what represents Oriya Asmita up till now. Let's see how it plays out in the elections, the last two phases.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Jayanta, for joining me for this short debate. But the fact of the matter is, this is like almost like a Mani Shankar Iyer movement of 2014. It's deeply embarrassing for Bharatiya Janata Party that Sambit Patra had said that, even Lord Jagannath is a fan of Prime Minister Modi. I think it must have made BJP top brass very, very uncomfortable with this sort of a sycophantic statement which Mr. Patra gave. And I think it must have also been very, very offending to the Odia people. So this was on point number 2. But on point number 3 is decoding Prime Minister Narendra Modi's election speeches.